Klingons shooting phasers while Ewoks go to town. There are 50 Harry Potters if he weighed 500 pounds. Some zombie walks on past me with makeup on his face. It's a Twilight Zone ET phone home cause I am lost in space. Well, Jedi Knights, lightsaber fights, Chewbacca's running around. Star Trek freaks and sweaty geeks, my brains are breaking down. Well, this isn't really working out. I need an intervention cause I'm a low-level celebrity at a sci-fi convention. Yeah. Yeah.
Well. Oh.
What the fuck was that?
That's the new intro music. You don't like it? Yeah, you're always so judgmental.
Yeah, that's what it is. You got me.
No matter what I do, you're never happy with me.
You never loved me.
I feel like we're failing in this relationship.
Could be a lot worse.
All I do is try. You don't even tell me you love me anymore.
It could be a lot worse.
How so?
A whole lot worse.
You could tell me you love me? Yeah, that would be that would be way worse. Calling me up all the time. What are you doing, Oreo? What are you wearing?
Hey, what are you wearing, Oreo? What color panties you got on?
Tell me about your cream.
Oh, so did you see that thing where I had the bacon wrapped Oreos?
Yeah. I actually saw that like a week before you just put it up today.
I want to try it.
I want to try it.
Like I would totally be like, let's do this.
It's questionable because you take Oreos and you wrap them in thinly sliced bacon and you throw them in a thing of grease. There's so much grease getting soaked into those Oreo cookies. So much grease.
That just
and you're
sounds
cooking
so
it.
good.
You're cooking it until the bacon is slightly crispy, and then I can't decide. It sounds delicious, but I can't stop thinking about the cookie itself soaking up all that grease.
Have you? I don't know if they're doing the same special that they do over here, but Little Caesars is doing that bacon wrapped pizza. Are they doing that out your way?
Bacon wrapped pizza. Oh, around the edge of the crust?
Yeah.
No, they're not doing that here. I've seen it. I've seen it on Damn Drops. You know Damn Drops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to try it because they say every pizza has 3 feet of bacon in it.
Fucking no.
And I'm like,
no.
Why not?
No.
Why?
They're. Let me tell you what's wrong with Little Caesars.
Who cares? It's $8 for 3 feet of bacon.
If you know how much bacon I could get for $8, and not
about
have it
3
ruined,
feet probably.
Not have it ruined by Little Caesars shitty ass pizza. The last pizza I had at Little Caesars fucking made me so sick for like a week.
Really?
I had the pretzel bullshit with the cheese sauce and the pretzel crust.
The cheese sauce isn't the right solution for that pizza.
It's not right.
It needs a mustard. It needs like a honey mustard or a hot mustard.
Yeah, anything besides what they did with it.
Yeah, the wife and I got it
a
couple of months ago, and she's like, "Hey, let's give it a try." And I'm like, "Yeah, this sounds good." And it wasn't good, but it needed. Honestly, it would have been good if it would have been like just a pizza sauce with it.
Yeah,
like just
that'd be
a
good.
marinara.
Anything, pretty much anything other than what they did. They could have left that shit dry. They could have gone in dry, and I would have enjoyed it more. It was It's a big bite of wrong, Q.
Yeah, it is.
It's fucking.
It ain't good. I mean, it's not.
But
There's no doubt about that.
How much of it did you eat? Because I was eating it, and I just.
Oh, I paid for it. We ate the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I kept eating it. I didn't even pay for it. The one I was eating, but I don't know. You can't put it down. I'm a fat kid, I guess. I'm a fat kid.
I mean, I refuse to let it go to waste, but
yeah,
I
there's
think
children starving in Africa.
Exactly. No, I think next time it'll definitely be. I'll pay me out some like honey mustard or something to go with it. I mean, if it happens again.
That should be Little Caesar's theme behind that pizza. Yeah, it's not that good, but there's children starving in Africa, so you should eat this because we made it. And if you don't eat it, we're gonna throw it away. Save the children.
Save the something or another, but
starving.
Do what?
the new jingle for that commercial. Instead of, you know how they go pizza, pizza, it'll be starving.
Oh, come on. Trying to check and see how Twitch is looking, but trying to get it set up where I can go into the chat.
I'm just on the chat on the website, PigsPod.com/live, where you can view the Twitch chat and just listen to the audio. No video bullshit. Twitch has some real fucking garbage shit going on with the audio. I mean, video. I can't get that shit smooth.
Yeah, it's just a connection.
I can't be my connection. Well, I don't know. Maybe it could be. My connection in the other room, I have 50 megabytes down and like 15 up.
Ugh, asshole.
But I think in here I'm only getting like 12 down. But that's and like 5 up. It should still be enough. I don't know. Whatever. Let's get to the episode, Q. We're bullshitting forever.
Okay.
So, speaking of cons, not cons coming up, cons like... I couldn't think of a con artist. I was trying to be funny. Think of a convention. Conventions. We'll get to the convention you were just at, which we streamed live, and we got some badass shit. The fucking R2-D2 interview that you got.
That was so much fun.
That was fucking... And I took a bunch of the best interviews. Well, okay, I took all the interviews, and I edited them down for time, kind of took out the good shit. The Joker interview, the kid guy, whatever, that was the Joker. Mm-hmm. That shit was pretty funny. But you were talking to him for like 5 minutes, so I edited that down to like a minute and a half or something.
Yeah, I tried to keep... Well, I wasn't really initially planning on interviewing him, but when
he's too funny.
What it was, and I guess I don't know if you want to do the interview first, and then I'll talk about it, or vice versa. But
that's what it was, huh?
The kid came in and he had the Heath Ledger makeup on. Yeah. And the costume itself was really good. I mean, he had done the hair product in his hair to get the real stringy look like Heath Ledger had, and I mean he had the red paint. I mean the makeup itself wasn't a stellar makeup. It was a pretty good amateur makeup. I mean, that's about the best way to put it. And the guy that was helping me out for the show, Mitch, or Hound Dog, Hound said that he's like, this kid's got the mannerisms down. He's got the voice. He's got the mannerisms. You know, we need to talk to him. So when the kid kind of made his rounds and came over, I started talking to him, and he did. He had the mannerisms. He had the voice. He had everything down, you know, pretty good. I mean, even like the weird, like the rocking and then that sound. I mean, the kid had it down. So I was like, we got to interview this kid. Like, he needs to sit down. Okay. Let's get some stuff out of him. And on a side note, apparently, I don't know if it was him being a little too into his character,
too good at it, yeah,
or a little too into his cosplay, or if other people just took him too seriously. But he ended up getting pulled aside by one of the security members and saying, you need to like tone your shit down, because he had this, he had like one of the fat Sharpies, and he was holding it, you know, he was kind of holding it, you know, like he had a knife. And I mean, he was like lunging at people, you know, and he would come up and, you know, put the Sharpie up in their face and shit. And I mean, it was a little inappropriate.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, he would give you that fucking like, well, no, I got these scars, or like however he did it, and I enjoyed it. Like, I took him exactly, you know, for what he was, and I pretty much had decided that if he gets up in my face, he's just going to draw back a nub. Like, that's all that's going to happen is I'm going to break something, and then I'm going to feel bad about it. But you know, he'll have learned his lesson. But you know. He never, you know, I just didn't take him seriously.
That's funny. Like, he's walking around with a Sharpie, shoving it in people's face.
I mean, he was really into his cosplay, I thought it was great.
You know, like, next we're gonna hear that he fucking overdosed that night at the hotel.
Well, he showed up.
He was way too into his character.
Well, later this week, I'm gonna have the rest of the photos. Yeah. That between me and my wife and Hound and his wife, all of us took. I'm going to get them all to you. And there's one photo where he got up and had the knife up to my wife's throat, and she was playing around. I mean, she knew that the kid was just playing.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it. Well,
Yeah,
that was
cosplay.
then a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was playing. And a little bit later is when he got pulled aside by the security, and he came back over. I think it was later that evening, and he came over and he goes, and I was standing there with my wife, and he's like, I didn't upset you or anything. And my wife was like, no, why? What's the deal? And he's like, well, I got pulled off to the side, and people said I was, a little too into my character, and might have gotten upset the way I was acting. And Heather's like, I don't care, you whatever, because she's the same way. If the kid would have really been an issue, she'd have just leveled him and went about her business.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have really been that big of a deal. I mean, the kid was probably, I would say the kid was somewhere between the ages of like 17 and 19. He was a fairly young kid. Now, what was funny though was one of the local theater groups. The guy that runs the theater group was there at the con, and that guy pulled the kid aside and said, "Hey, you're really good at this shit. You need to come join our theater group because we could use somebody like you. You're really good."
That's so funny.
I mean, I thought the kid was good.
Some fucking soccer mom piece of shit cunt, and you're not gonna like that I say this, but I already said it. You're
100% correct.
How do you even walk up to the security guard and say, that kid right there, the Joker kid, yeah, he's way too good at his cosplay.
Yeah, that's essentially what happened. The kid did. I didn't watch the kid enough to be able to see, if he was like causing a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Like he was just kind of, he didn't stand out to me. I mean, he was a cool kid, but that was about it. So I don't know if there was an issue or anything, or if the security just noticed him. Like, I mean, I genuinely don't know.
Well,
and
I don't know. It was either a soccer mom or is this the security guard just thinking, was it like a Paul Blart mall cop, fucking rent-a-cop guy? I gotta do my job. That Joker.
Yeah,
he's putting Sharpies in people's faces. That's not gonna stand here.
Yeah. I don't know, but I really enjoyed. I enjoyed him, and I enjoyed the interview with him. So.
All right, we better play the interview real quick since we've been going on and on about him. All right, I'll play it real quick. We'll talk about him. Well, no, I got these scars. Hey, he's way better. I suck at that.
Yeah,
voice.
He was really good.
You gonna have some fun?
Let's do it.
Hey, Joker. Can I have about 2 minutes of your time?
I would gladly give my chair up for Joker.
What is this?
Have
Have a seat.
What is this?
Welcome to Politically Incorrect Gaming Podcast.
Oh, well, that sounds great.
And we are live.
And we are live on Twitch TV.
Dude, really?
Yes.
Now, you see, I'm doing the Mark from the Batman animated series, and I'm also doing the Heath Ledger from The Dark Knight. Now, you remind me of my father.
Really?
I hated my father.
Why did you hate your father?
Well, no, I got these scars.
I do.
Well, my father was... Oh, wait, you said we're live?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then, let's see here. I imagined a world without the Batman.
Really?
And it was so boring.
Really?
Now, see, I don't know who we're broadcasting to, but if Batman doesn't show himself within the next, let's see, 2 hours, people are going to start dying. And every time he doesn't show his face, people are going to be dead, starting now.
Well, that's a thing. That's a thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I understand that.
No, you see, I'm Batman's biggest fan, so...
No, that's cool.
I saw Batman and I was like, "Oh, Batman! Batman! The Bat! Let's go party with him."
That's awesome.
Like, let's play my circus. And people actually listen to this.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not, people actually listen to this.
Wow. I was listening to it at work yesterday for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Well, that's just exciting.
Exciting, yeah.
I'm going to be noticed.
Okay, I forgot he said that.
But I think
I forgot he
I
said
wish-
if Batman's not here in 2 hours, people are gonna die.
Well, ironically enough, there was a Batman cosplay showed up
Yeah.
easily within the hour
Oh,
of
so
us
nobody
doing that
died.
interview.
Good. Good.
Yeah. But so yeah, everybody survived. But I think the best part about his costume that really just set it off, and I forgot about this until I heard him speaking.
Yeah.
When he made the comment where he said, I'm Batman's biggest fan. He had the Joker had an overcoat on, like almost like a trench coat.
Yeah.
But underneath he had like a Batman T-shirt, and he had tons of Batman buttons and Batman stickers. So I mean, when he made the comment like I'm a big fan of Batman, it was just like, it was like I hope the kid consciously made the decision to do that. Like I'm gonna go as the Joker, but as as
Batman's number one fan.
Yeah, and with the intent of killing him, because
that's a brilliant whole nother layer to the character.
Yeah, and it was so good. I was like, it's a shame that he caught such a rap at sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not recording or anything.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. The fact that he caught such a rap for the way he was
being too
acting.
good.
But yeah, he really was. I mean, he was out of everybody there. There was only one person that did their cosplay better than him, and that was the 50-plus-year-old woman that was playing Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I heard about that from a lot of people.
Yeah, I have some pictures that we'll have to post up later of her and her costume. I don't think we post that picture yet.
What was better about it? Did she just have everything down?
She had everything down. She didn't have the voice down, but what really set her off was she had the swagger, like that walk that Johnny Depp had in the movie.
Yeah, his attitude.
And the attitude was perfect. The costume was like 90% beautiful. Like I wouldn't have noticed it, and I don't think anybody else there really noticed it.
Yeah.
But she's like, the pants that she was wearing was like just a regular old pair of corduroy pants. They weren't like screen accurate, whatever style pants he was wearing at that time, some type of suede pants. They were just corduroys. But I mean, other than that, the costume, the dreadlocks, everything, it was amazing how good she looked. And the fact that it was a woman that played the part. She was definitely in her mid 50s, I'd say.
That's badass, dude. Your grandma's going to a con like that. That's a cool
she showed
grandma.
up with it, and because I went outside to visit with a friend of mine who was smoking, and I was sitting there talking to him, and she came out, and I was like, man, your costume is just like out of this park, really good. And she's like, yeah, it's the first time I've ever done this costume. I just got it finished. It's not even like 100% finished yet. But I mean, she had the screen accurate boots. The belt was screen accurate. Like everything she had except the pants was screen accurate. And it looks so good. I wish I could have caught her to do an interview, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if she would have done
more
an interview.
visual.
Yeah, and it was very visual. Yeah, you wouldn't have. She didn't. She carries the costume beautifully, where the Joker carried like the mannerisms, the voice, the everything, just absolutely beautifully.
Yeah. See, there's two sides to cosplays. I think two awesome sides to it. There's the parody ones, the hilarious ones, like the one I got on the stream there, that fat bearded dude playing Sailor Moon. That's you get those that are so inaccurate that it's funny. It's hilarious just to see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then you get the ones like that chick and like the Joker kid where they're so good and you're like,
oh, they were so good.
And it just brings your childhood, like the fantasies you had of whatever universe, even universes you're not even into.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just cool. Well, and then there's all the hot chicks,
There was quite a few. I've only got a couple of pictures of her, but there was a girl there that was playing Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Who was, I've always, I'll say this, that, there's a difference between like hot, sexy, and just like drop dead beautiful. This woman was just absolutely, she was beautiful. She was a beautiful person. And she was rocking the Harley Quinn outfit, and she had the voice. She did Harley Quinn better than the kid that played Joker did Joker.
Yeah. Is that the one he was taking a bunch of pictures with?
Yeah, there was pictures taken with her. She was the one that was dancing with Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. she had the Harley Quinn voice so perfect. You know, the Mr. J, and I can't even do it. Like I'm not even going to try to do it. But the whole thing about Mr. J,
I can't even imagine it.
Yeah, you can. It was so good. But she really rocked it out. But I mean, to be 100% honest, the convention that we went to, it was a small convention. This was its second time. The first time they had the convention was in November of last year. This was its second run through. It was done in a mall in a very small town, and the quality of costumes that showed up for it were just some of them were just drop dead amazing. How good the costumes were.
Yeah.
There was only a handful of just bad costumes.
Yeah, like yours.
Yeah, well, I went as Nerd Dad.
That's what I told you. You didn't even come up with that idea on your own. I told you that you're Nerd Dad.
See, the thing of it is, and I explained this to my wife and two of our friends that came along with us, Hound and his wife.
Okay.
Let's
hear your excuse. Go ahead.
They had never been to a convention before.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was we got their convention cherry, and they were both wanting to dress up. And I told them, I was like, everybody wants to dress up their first or second time. And I said, there's something happens about, a few years into your doing this that it's like, it's fun to dress up, but I'm not going to do it all the time because it's so much nice to be comfortable, to be able to like walk unimpeded and not like sweat 20 gallons out and lose 30 pounds and worry about dying while doing it. Like I didn't have to worry about that. There were people there that were, all dressed up and they're like, oh man, it is so hot. And I'm like, I'm really comfortable right now. I've got my blue jeans on and I've got, whatever nerd t-shirt I'm wearing and my UNSC hat. That's pretty much, that's my costume.
They were all thinking, oh, fuck you, nerd.
Yeah,
dad.
they were totally thinking, fuck you. And it's like, I've done it, I've done the whole, like, we're going to dress up and do costumes and stuff. And it's a ton of fun. Like, I really enjoy doing it. But it's also really nice to know that I don't have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I've taken the Mandalorian and, the Boba Fett costume. I've done that and been absolutely 100% uncomfortable. I took that costume and we did one of the conventions I was working with at the time. We were volunteering with the Junior Diabetes Research, the JDRF. And we did the JDRF walk, and I did it wearing the Mandalorian. And we're talking,
shit.
It was all black with a cape, with the helmet, in the middle of like fucking July. Like, I've done it. I know what it's like, so I'm not. Yeah. I don't have to do it.
That's why you need to be a better costume maker.
Why?
You got to make that shit comfy.
Well, that one, the costume wasn't even finished yet. I mean, it's not even 100% now.
I'm talking because I'll talk about, okay, I'm going to go off on a tangent here for a sec about people that don't go to cons or that look at people that go to cons. I've barely been to like a few, and I've never cosplayed or dressed up.
You totally should.
We'll get there. I have a perfect idea for what I'm going as in the next. You're gonna love it. We'll get there. I'm not going as an Oreo. No, we'll get there.
That didn't even cross my mind, but that's pretty fun.
That's not what I'm fucking going as. Even though that's clearly would be perfect, but no. Whatever. It's nerds, whatever. But it's fucking. It's the same thing you run into online. It's like its own little community. There's no reason to look down upon or like walk by the convention and go, oh, bunch of fags. Like, it's its own little community. It's fucking.
It very much is.
And if you're the one that's walking by being like, a bunch of fags, you're just jealous and you don't want to go in there because you don't want people walking by thinking you're a fag. But it's fucking badass in there. It's cool. There's the hot chicks. There's the badass costumes. There's the fucking weapons going around. Fucking the whole thing. The whole.
There was one chick the entire weekend walked around in a chainmail bikini. How many nerds can enjoy that? I mean, come on now.
Chainmail bikini.
Yeah, and she made it herself. And what made it even more badass is she's a leather worker. So she had all like the cool leather armor and stuff.
Sweet.
She had for like $800. She had a set of armor, gauntlets, head to toe, helmet, everything that would have made an amazing Destiny cosplay. Like I
Dude.
looked at it and go, "Fuck! I wish I had $800 because I
Yeah.
would snatch that shit up and do it."
See, so if you're not going, you're the fag. You don't want to look
Yeah.
at chicks damn near naked.
Yeah, there wasn't.
And I've seen some cosplays, dude, that I don't know how people get away with. That they're not getting kicked out because they damn near are naked, barely anything.
I guess since we're on the subject of conventions,
Okay.
I helped run a convention back a few years ago,
Yeah.
and there was a couple of different occasions where I asked very, very good-looking women to go change clothes because what they were wearing was extremely provocative. We had a girl come in. She was wearing Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
No underwear.
What do you
we
mean?
had two.
What do you mean? I'm confused. She just came
She
in with
was-
no underwear?
Yeah, she came in. Let's put it like this. She came in wearing the Chun-Li outfit, and I knew that she wasn't wearing any underwear.
Oh, okay.
If that only tells you what that means.
I know what you're saying.
Let's see. There was a couple of different occasions where I kicked out girls out of. I kicked them out of. I think it was three different sets of girls over the span of 5 years that I had to kick out because they were, making out in the anime room or they were making out in the bathroom. And believe it or not, they were actually decent looking, and I had to kick them out because of it.
Oh, what a jerk.
But yeah,
You're
there
that
was.
guy.
Yeah, I didn't have much. And I told one couple that was there. I was like, look, all right, from a guy standpoint, this is hot, but from a family establishment standpoint, you need to go.
Yeah.
And they left.
But
They
before you do,
left without a
hang
big
on,
fuss.
let me get out my phone. Okay.
Yeah,
A little more, a little more, a little more. Slower,
Mhm.
slower. All right, you guys, you got to get out of here.
you gotta
Lock the door behind you. I'm going to be here in the bathroom for a minute.
Yeah, but that's essentially what happened.
Huh.
But and it's not the convention of 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Oh, no,
the new age convention. I mean, it's cool to be a nerd now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the way it used to be.
Yeah, we're
And-
coming on up.
Yeah, and there's some amazingly good-looking women that are wanting to participate in, whatever cosplay they're wanting to do, and they do a damn good job at it. And, sucks for you if you don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, if you don't want to go, you're the fag. I'm going to be walking by the people outside the convention. Go fucking fags.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's not only cool to be a nerd, they're starting, because of the way the internet is and like communities and popular people on YouTube, even on TV. One person in particular I was going to mention while we were talking about making costumes comfortable. One of the probably, I don't know, he's not the most famous nerd, but he's one of them, Adam Savage. Everyone knows who
Yeah.
Adam Savage is. One of two Mythbusters. Adam Savage, the guy with, I was going to say the guy with the glasses, but Adam Savage. He loves conventions. He loves cosplay. He has some fucking amazing cosplay. But one in particular that I was going to mention, why we kind of got off of it, but talking about making your costume comfortable and why I was saying you have to just be a better costume builder. He has a Chewbacca cosplay that's the full entire suit. It looks exactly, it's film quality. It looks exactly like it. It's not one of those $20 masks you get down at the Halloween City or whatever. It's fucking, but he has it set up, and he has like a circulatory system in there and like a cooling system, and I can't even remember. I heard him explain it before, and I don't think it even cost him that much money, but he made the costume work so that he's comfortable and he's nice and cool in there. He's like, yeah, everyone's asking me if I'm hot. I'm hot, and he's all, no, I'm nice and cool. I'm cooler in here than you guys are in the room. So, not to harp on Q's ability to make a Mandalorian outfit or anything, but
It was a ton of work, let me tell you.
oh, I bet.
It was fun though. I really enjoyed it.
Plus, you can't, Adam has fucking the Mythbusters shop, so he can make anything work.
Yeah, I built. Well, I'm about 75% happy with that armor, and I think I have probably $450 to $500 invested in it.
Jeez, you could have damn near made an R2 with that.
I don't know. I don't know how much those guys invested in that, because that's, and I won't say. I mean, I won't. I don't have a clue how much they invested in it. I have no clue.
I don't think he even knows anymore. Yeah,
there comes a point when you just stop counting. And I mean, they said they worked on that R2 for a year and 9 months.
Yeah.
So, at that stage of the game, you don't remember how much fucking money you have invested in that.
Yeah.
But goddamn, it was so much fun to interview that guy.
We need to talk about that.
So much fun.
We need to talk about that. There's stuff that they didn't cover in the interview, and I'm hoping you asked them.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay. First,
right.
We need to kind of cover it. Should we do the interview first or after?
Let's do the interview first.
Okay. Here it is, the exclusive R2D2 interview that you can only get here on PigsPod. I feel like we're doing a fucking radio show now. Welcome to PigsPod. Okay, here it is.
So we're gonna get a. We're gonna get about a 1 minute interview with R2D2. He's wheeling around over right now. See if I can get the mic down here to him. How you doing today, R2? So are you enjoying Sci-Fi Con? This has to be one of the coolest things I've ever done. Oreo, you won't believe. Oreo, you won't believe it, but I am actually interviewing R2D2 for the podcast. I can't wait to throw this at fucking PGCR now. Well, we really appreciate you coming by and get some words in for us, or beeps or bloops. So, I didn't get your name or anything. Have you?
Andy Wiseman.
Andy Wiseman? Are you local?
Yeah, I'm from San.
Okay, cool. And you've been working on R2 for
A year and 9 months. My friend Anthony, I have it.
Oh, wow. So if you don't want to answer the question, I'll totally understand. But we were talking about it earlier. How much do you have invested in R2?
I look at him, and when I count everything up that I can see, about $600.
Really?
But I know that I went to the hardware store a lot more. So it's probably like 1,000. I don't think it's any more than 1,000.
Really?
But it's somewhere around there.
That's actually a lot cheaper than what I thought you were going to have invested in.
The all aluminum ones,
Uh-huh.
I've heard can go up anywhere from 15 to 18 grand.
Oh, not kidding.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's a lot.
But I mean, it's really cool. And the kids love it. And I love it. And that's all that matters.
It's our second con.
Is it really?
Yeah, so
Where was your first con?
Mysticon.
Oh, Mysticon. Okay, this year?
Yes.
Cool.
And we just put his last exterior parts on last weekend, so he's pretty new.
Cool.
Still working on him. Still a work in progress, but his exterior is now complete.
Wow. So we got to say this. We're his first interview.
That is correct.
That is awesome. All right. We really appreciate you guys. Thank
Yeah,
you.
appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All over the podcast.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah, R2D2. My absolute favorite is his wow. I can't even do
I
it.
had so much fun doing that. Like that was, I tell my wife, I tell people that when you do conventions, that every convention that you go to, especially if it's like a sci-fi convention,
Has an R2?
that there's like one moment that just like makes the whole trip worthwhile. I
Oh.
mean, even if it's like a 5-second, moment that is like, man, I can't. The fact that I got to experience this was, makes the whole trip going, worth it. And getting to spend, how long was that sound clip? Like a minute and a half?
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
I think I edited that down. I think it was like 2.5, 3 minutes or something. You were with
Okay.
R2.
Yeah, we'll be generous and say it was like 3 minutes. So that 3 minutes that I got to sit and like interview R2D2 was, worth the entire, 48 hours that we did the convention, that we were up there.
Yeah.
However long, because we drove up Friday night and drove back Sunday evening.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh my God, that was so much fun. Like I want that audio saved and so I can like keep it
So-
because that was so cool.
Did R2 like roll up next to you and you were just looking into his eyes, holding the microphone up to like just in front of him?
Yeah. There's the photo that I posted on PigsPod, and even I have it set as my profile page on Facebook now. I the speaker, there's a vent down low
Oh yeah.
that the speaker is situated by. So I had to like hold the microphone down by because we're down where a speaker's at. So when you see me, I'm leaning down
Yeah.
because I've got the speaker, I've got the mic attached or stuck right there where his speaker's at. So,
That's
but yeah,
that's
it was
badass.
really cool. I mean, I sat there and like he like as he rolled up next to me, he like turned his head so he was looking at me. So I was looking at him and getting the interview. I was like, it was so cool.
I've never seen a working R2D2 though. For
That
$1,000
is-
though, that's the most amazing part.
That is the 5th or 6th R2 that I've got to interact with. The
Actual working, rolling,
Yeah.
twisting
Yeah.
models.
mhm.
Shit,
Oh,
you're,
yeah.
you're going to the
Yeah.
you're going to the fancy cons then.
Well, there's a fan group. They're called the R2 Builders.
Oh, okay.
And they tour around and they bring R2 units. And the one that's the most notable, if you go to Facebook, it's R2KT, as in like Katie is the name, but it's
Yeah.
KT, and it's a pink and white R2 unit. And the man built it in honor of his daughter who had. I don't know what type of, whether it was some form of a disease or cancer or whatever it was. She passed away while he was in the planning process, and decided to make and her name was I think her name was Catherine, so they named her R2KT for Katie,
Yeah.
and they made her pink and white. You can go to Facebook. She's really really popular within the Star Wars fan groups, and it's a big deal to get to meet R2KT. And I've got to meet her a couple of times and have
Wow.
pictures and stuff taken with her. So yeah, I mean the R2 builders are, they're very proud of what they do and they're very proud of what they've made. And I mean any question that you can ever have for them, they're always like, willing to to tell you about it. They're willing to tell you how they did it, all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
it was super cool.
Tell you all the secrets, all the tuna that you have to eat.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. What was the question that you wanted? I hope that I'd asked.
I can't even remember now.
No, it must not have been that important then.
Shoot, what was it? Yeah, it wasn't that important, I guess. I still think that idea that the Hound came up with the perfect cosplay for him to walk beside his R2
Yeah.
that he's built as C-3PO.
That would be really
That'd
funny.
be badass. Him just walking like do the fucking C-3PO walk, but he's got his controller in his hand. Come on, R2.
I kept making telling myself that I needed to get a picture of the controller,
Yeah.
and I just didn't do it. But
Was
it was like an aftermarket modded PlayStation controller.
Yeah. Well, did he just add like buttons onto it and shit for
No, it
turn
was
this
just
on and off? Or
like all the buttons worked.
yeah.
It was just it had been rewired with so it would send the signal to his R2 unit.
Huh. That's cool though. That's badass.
Yeah, he gutted a PlayStation. I think he said he gutted a PlayStation 3 to get the receiver. However, the PlayStation controller sends signal to the PlayStation.
Yeah.
He gutted all that and made it work so it would function with, because it runs off an Arduino, but I don't have enough
Yeah.
like hardware experience to tell you how all that works. Like that's
yeah.
way above my pay grade.
Me too. I don't know. It's badass that it works. So I wish I could have seen it rolling
No,
around,
it was
twisting,
so cool.
beeping. Does he have like
Yeah.
separate buttons for separate, or does he just hit
No.
one button and it just kind of cues up whatever the next audio clip is?
Yeah, it just cycles through a number of presets
Uh,
because what it is he's got it. It's the Arduino is tied. That's tough to say. The Arduino is tied to an MP3 player, and the
okay.
MP3 player has all the preset sounds that R2 makes. And whenever he presses whatever button it was he was pressing, it would just go to the next, go to the next, go to the next,
Huh.
and it would just cycle through.
I think that's his next mod he needs to make, so he can do specific sounds.
Yeah, there's some of the ones I've seen. Some of the other R2 builders do that. They use a larger controller, and it's the one that I've seen off of one of the R2 units. It was just a large controller. I mean, the thing was, I don't know,
2 head
maybe,
sizes.
yeah, easily.
Huh.
And it had tons of buttons, and every button was programmed for a different noise.
Huh.
And
What?
and his was pretty simple. He hadn't where he had just finished the base product. The head swivels, he rolls, and he makes noise. When he took it apart, so we could see down inside of it and see like how he did everything on the inside, which I posted pictures.
Yeah.
He's gonna put in where all of the little arms and levers open and the top opens up, and like all of those things are going to get installed later down the road.
Yeah.
So he'll have to probably go to a larger controller with more buttons
Yeah.
to be able to control all that stuff.
So like the antenna, R2's arm, the tray, Princess Leia hologram.
Yeah, the storage container for the lightsaber.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be badass, dude. Put a lightsaber in there and he can pop it out.
There's one that I saw a few years ago that they had done it. That they had bought one of the movie replica lightsabers, and it doesn't like fling it out like you see in the movie.
Yeah,
but
he
it
just
presses a button and the little door opens and the lightsaber will rise up.
That's
and it's sitting
cool.
I mean, it was really fucking cool.
Nerding out hardcore on that shit.
Yeah, it was super nerd. Like
that's got to be the coolest.
That interview.
Coolest
Go ahead.
prop from a movie that you could make. An R2.
Oh yeah.
A remote control R2. I mean, because you got all the weapons and shit from movies. You can make their guns replicas. You can make the costumes and shit. But a remote control R2D2. Come on, there's no way there's anything cooler than that. Not that
yeah,
I can
and I
think
mean,
of
you can
anyways.
go online. You can search for the R2 builders, and you can get the schematics, and you can build. You can build as basic as you want to go.
I don't
like
want.
you can.
I got a life.
Oh, I know.
You suck me into that.
But
I'm gonna try and get on R2 KT level.
No, it's there's some really impressive shit that people have done with the R2 units. That's just it's so much fun. And getting to in any time that I go to a convention where they have R2 units, I feel like such a kid when I go, because I mean I'm the one that the little kids are running up to it and going R2, and I'm sitting here and I run up to it and go R2.
You're like Heather,
I mean,
Heather, look, there's an R2.
Oh yeah, I do. I tell Heather like there's an R2, And when he came in, I got so excited because I just,
Wasn't Izzy digging the shit out of him too, chasing him all over the place?
Oh, Isabel chased R2 all over the convention. R2 would stop and she'd run up to it and she'd poke him, and then he'd roll away and then she'd chase him. And I mean, she was really into R2. So yeah, it was good.
All right, we gotta get off the R2 dick. I wanted to talk. I don't know about you, but one of the fucking things that I'm into, weapons. Now there used to be a store near me, an Asian store, and I don't know how they legally got away with some of the shit they sold in there. But some badass weapons, fucking everything you could think of. Brass knuckles, which I thought were illegal. Butterfly knives, throwing stars.
It depends on how you sell them.
Pens that were knives. Like I'm serious. I don't know how they got. And they were in a mall. The store, the Asian store that sold these weapons and stuff, was in a mall, and they're selling like knives that you push a button and a pen that's a knife, and you push a button and like the knife pops out. Like, maybe, I don't know, what are they don't sharpen them and that's how they get away with it?
Well, I know about the like the brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Cabela's used to sell the brass knuckles as paperweights.
Oh,
and
it's a paperweight.
That's how they got around it. Like
that's
they just
not
like,
a
this
paperweight. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, but that's all it was. It was a paperweight, and I think it even and when you went to the catalog, all it said was paperweight.
Huh.
It was in the weapons section, it was in the knife section, and it was just paperweight.
Huh.
And that's how they sold them.
I guess if you can get away with it. I figured
Yeah,
they're just
and they
not
did.
sharpening them or something.
No,
But
some of them are still sharp.
That's not cool. You gotta have it shit sharp. But that's one of my favorite things to see in cosplay is when people replicate the weapons and stuff. And one of my favorite, I've already discussed this probably a number of times on the podcast, but Lightning. Here we go again. Lightning from Final Fantasy, dude. No, seriously. The fucking the Final Fantasy gun blade, the sword / gun. And I've never seen I've seen replicas that are one or the other, which are a gun or a sword. I've seen one that a guy worked on that's a fully forged sword. It's heavy as fuck. It's like 20 pounds. It's a gun, but in the game, like, it morphs from gun to sword, but he has to, like, physically take it apart, move everything around, and then it'll be a gun. But I've never seen, like, a working gun that morphs into a sword, an actual gun blade from Final Fantasy. But that would be, that'd be so badass to have. But I don't know, like, if you could have a fucking, what are they called? The laser. That sounds really dumb. The laser shooters from Star Wars.
Blasters? Are you serious?
It's a laser.
Are you fucking serious? What's wrong with you?
I need to
Mario?
quit. When's the last time I watched Star Wars? Come on, you gotta give me
It
a break.
doesn't fucking matter. When you know, it's
I couldn't
been-
think of the word. I was lost.
I can't tell you the last time I watched Star Wars.
I knew
I
it
legitimately can't. I do not recall like the previous time I watched Star Wars, but I know it was a fucking blaster. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but I did state that I know it's not a laser shooter. And I kind of fished for the answer. I was like, "Well, it's a laser shooter."
So, what's
Blaster.
your point? I don't get it.
Anyways, a blaster. Of course, you can't have a working blaster though.
You're going to drive me to drinking. You know that, right?
Yeah, you'd be a millionaire if you could invent a working blaster, the first version of one.
If you there's an episode of the show that Michio Kaku does. You know who I'm talking about?
Nope.
The Asian physicist that does like the TV shows.
Yeah.
That it's kind of like an Asian Einstein.
Oh, okay. I don't know
He
who
did
that
an episode. I'll have to dig it up on YouTube. But he did an episode explaining like the actual like physics behind whether a lightsaber and that stuff will work, and explained how all that shit works. Like, he'll be the first one that'll come up with an actual lightsaber, and he'll be the one that comes up with an actual like blaster. Like,
Dude.
you need to like search his shit because, you know, he's like an Asian. He's an Asian Stephen Hawking that can walk.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's fucking brilliant.
Huh.
So
Why has he not invented a laser shooter?
the technology that we have as of right now, just it doesn't support it yet.
Well,
We
then
haven't.
make the
we just haven't
technology
gotten
that
there
makes
yet.
it. Come on, what's his name?
Michio Kaku.
Oh, see, I was gonna say Hichikaku, but that didn't sound right either.
Close.
Laser blaster.
Yeah.
Laser shooter. Now, when I was asking about weapons at the con you went to, you were saying something about some chick that had weapons in her heels or something.
The chick that played Harley Quinn, she showed up the next day, dressed just in like an average. She wasn't really in a costume,
Yeah.
but she had these. I wish I'd have gotten a picture of it, and I think Hound did, so I'll have to post it up later. But they were a platform shoe, like a platform high heel, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Except that it didn't have a heel, so she was essentially walking on her toes the whole time. Where the heel should be, the shoe was kind of cut out, like curved, you know, like
Huh.
I can't explain it. But anyway, on the back side of the shoe
Yeah.
was just nothing but spikes. Like if she would
Like
roundhouse
metal
kick
spikes?
somebody, she would fuck somebody up.
Actual metal like spikes,
Like actual metal spikes.
like on the underside of cleats.
Yeah, if you would take cleats and move them to the. All right, let's see if I can do this with. Hang on. Let me do this. I have to explain this. Let me bring the video back up so I can see what I'm doing here.
All right.
Okay.
Q's taking off
All
his
right.
shoe.
All right.
Okay.
So, this is the heel. Understand?
Yeah.
The way her shoe looked is this part of the shoe was missing.
Okay.
All right. So now you have this curved this curved area that kind of looked like that.
Okay, so there's not
And
actually a hill.
and out of that area, there was these spikes that were
Oh,
all
I
the way
gotcha.
down through here.
Okay.
And like, if she was to roundhouse somebody, she
Fuck
would
'em
just
up.
she'd fucking ruin them.
So was that the coolest weapon at the convention?
Well, that was the coolest actual weapon at the convention.
Oh, I guess yeah. No gun blades or anything badass like that.
No, I mean not really. I mean there's a guy that does like steampunk weapons, and he builds them out of Nerf.
Yeah.
He had some pretty cool stuff. He had some like double barrel shotguns, and I think he even had like a quad barreled shotgun in a way. Something that you would kind of see if like almost out of it almost kind of gives you that like Red Dead Redemption kind of feel to the gun, but
Okay.
like alternate reality kind of thing.
Yeah. Huh. Cool. So, like, I want to. Basically, the reason I wanted to even do this episode, one, because you just came back from the con, we wanted to play some cool interviews, specifically the R2D2 one, some other shit, some little sound clips that Q picked up because I don't know what the fuck kind of mic he has. I think spies use it in the NSA.
Super. Hey, would you vamp for like 3 minutes? I got to step away from the mic for a second.
Yeah. But I think Q borrowed his microphone from the NSA because he can pick up conversations going on across the room. Like I've got a couple clips of conversations that he picked up going on across the room. And some of the stuff, I don't know. But the reason I want to get to this, like the whole reason, the whole environment, community around a con, and like I was saying before, I've only been to a few. You know, I've been to little ones. I've never been to the huge con like San Diego. I'm drawing a blank here. You know what I'm talking about? The huge cons, the Comic Cons. I'm trying to think what other huge cons there are where there's hundreds of thousands of people. The anime cons. See, obviously you can tell I haven't been to the big ones because I can't even think of what they're called for some reason. But the reason I think you need to like go to a con, like I was saying before, I used to be in the same shoes as you when you'd hear about cons and like there was a weird like feeling around them. How the type of people that you've seen going there, you thought were like losers or nerds, like Q, how he's kind of a loser. Oh, there he is.
Hey, there
Q's
he is.
back. No.
Sorry, the dog was making a funny noise outside of my door, and I had to go figure out what she was up to.
Oh, you don't want to know what she was up to.
I think she ate a stink bug and paid for it.
What I was talking about, why you stepped away for a second, is like the whole environment, like community, the kind of like the feeling you get when you go to like a good con, even if it's like a little one, like the one you went to. It doesn't even have to be like the Comic Cons with hundreds of thousands of people. Like it's exactly like you were saying a minute ago. Like you feel like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like it's hard to explain like the feeling of it.
Oh yeah,
You just have
And
to go
that's-
and experience it. But
you have to experience it because there's always a good convention, a good sci-fi con or sci-fi convention, if you will have something for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, we had we had Star Wars people there. We had R2D2. We had tons of cool vendors. We had gaming. There was the new X-Wing game with the guy was demoing the new X-Wing game for tabletop. There was some really cool stuff there.
yeah, and you were at a rather small con, and they still had something for everybody.
Oh yeah, they had stuff for, the only thing that they kind of lacked was gaming in that respect.
Oh,
And when I say they lacked it, I mean they didn't have console or PC gaming there,
Oh, okay.
which some of the larger conventions will do. But I mean, there was still tabletop gaming there. There were some guys that were painting up some Warhammer stuff. They just honestly they just showed up with their Warhammer stuff and said we're just going to paint our Warhammer all day, and they did. They had some people that were playing Magic. They had a lot of cool
Nerds.
vendors. They had a couple of cool panels. They had some like budget building cosplay panels. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, and like every good convention will do that panel. The cosplay on a budget or whatever you want to title it. They just like, hey, don't run to eBay and buy up all this shit. Like go to Goodwill first and like check out their shit and see what they've got.
Yeah. You don't have
and-
to look perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if, you can go to places like Goodwill and pick up some really good stuff.
Yeah.
That will
Like
work great for your.
Like the Jacqueline Sparrow.
Yeah.
Mrs. Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, Jacqueline Sparrow. Yeah.
Just wearing some pants she probably found at the Goodwill or DI or whatever.
And you're 100% right. That's what she said. She picked up the pants at Goodwill because, it worked for what she was wanting it to do for that time. So, I encourage everyone to go to at least one convention to like, there's tons of websites. There's one here for me that I think it's something to the effect of Virginia Convention Finder.
Yeah.
And it'll give you, it's just a website where everybody has started a website that lists all of the conventions in Virginia and all of the conventions in North Carolina and Tennessee and West Virginia and Maryland. So you can have an idea of the shit that's going on around your state. Like all kinds of places have that, so you can look and see, you don't have to, save tons and tons of money to go, to Comic-Con or, if you're one of the lucky people that have a couple $1,000, Star Wars Celebration is this weekend in Anaheim.
Yes.
I have two friends that are going, and if Paul is listening from Fanboys Talking, a good friend of mine's podcast, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, Paul.
Fuck you, Paul. He's a member of the 501st fan group, and he'll be in the big group photo from Star Wars Celebrations. I'll be like, hey, Paul, where are you? Well, I'm in the 75th row, about 25 from the left.
Yeah.
He'll be in that photo wearing his Stormtrooper stuff. So, which is like, I only bitch because I'm envious of them getting to go. So
yeah, because Battlefront's going to be there this weekend.
I know.
But what we're saying, like, anything you could be into, there's going to be a con for it. Now, there might be some conventions that have, like, multiple things that you could be into. But, like, imagine, like, your favorite character, even if it's, like, an action movie. Fucking Transformers, fucking Fast and Furious. I don't know. Fast and Furious is a little weird, but like anything you could be into. Imagine your favorite person, your favorite character walking out of that, and then you get to be in that universe. Even though at the con there's millions of universes going on, but you go up and talk to that random person that's dressed like the SpongeBob that you're into. You're into SpongeBob. Like, it's a weird environment. You're not going to be walking through the mall and be able to walk up to a complete stranger and immediately like fanboy off about the most mundane, ridiculous, way too deep of a topic into the environment. Like, oh no, but the Blaster Z3-4 with the safety on the right side instead of the left side. I'm not way into blasters. Q, as you can tell, is more into blasters than I am.
But no, you're 100% right. I mean, that's the glory of going to these things, because you can walk up to people and say, "Hey, can I talk to you about this?" And what I love to talk to the stormtroopers, the 501st, and be like, "Which armor are you wearing?" And they'll tell you like, "Oh, I'm wearing Empire Strikes Back armor," or "I'm wearing Jedi armor," or whatever the case is. And they're super into it, and they're willing to like talk to you about it, so you can like nerd as hard as you want, with them.
Yeah, you can
it's
nerd
so much fun.
super hard.
Like, anybody that hasn't gone, you've got to search up your local con, go check them out, go have have fun with them, and just go and just be yourself, because you're not really judged when you go to these things.
No.
If you show up and you're fucking weird, yeah, you might be, but I mean,
No, you won't.
to
I
be
guarantee
weird,
there's somebody weirder than you there.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, but to be the weird guy at a con is like that's almost an award.
You're still getting
to
attention.
be that weird. You know.
Yeah. I definitely, if you're the weirdest guy at the con, that they definitely need to sit you down, have a panel with you, and give you some kind of award. Just give you some kind of microphone and let you talk for a minute, like we do. Like somehow we have microphones in front of us, and for some insane reason, people listen to this.
Oh yeah. You know, and it's so much fun, and that's the best part.
Yeah, weird guy is normal at the con.
Yeah, it really is. You're the normal guy when you do these.
Yeah. So I need to weird out when I go to a con. That's what I need to do. Yeah.
That's kind of the best thing to do.
Be super weird.
Yeah.
I need to go to my high school days where I didn't give a fuck about anything.
The only thing that the average convention goer will ask is that you take a shower. Outside of that, yeah, whatever.
Before I go, or like each day that I'm there? Because if it's each day that I'm there, like...
Yeah, really, honestly, depending on where you go, you know, usually if you're at a large con, you know, there's going to be tons of people there, so it's going to be warm. So
if my experience says anything, nobody's going to be able to tell if you took a shower or not. It's already going to stink enough there.
I'll tell you what, there's certain places that you just don't go when you go to a convention.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're a true diehard PC gamer, you don't go in the PC gaming room because you just don't. I mean,
what about the magic room?
The Magic is real similar to that. Like, you know, usually the Magic is played in like open gaming,
yeah.
So you don't always have to worry about, you know, like being cramped and confined. But PC gaming, man, unless you're going to be a part of that, you just don't go. It's just safer that way.
You can't hold it against them, Q. Once you're into a PC game, you're there for hours. You're sitting.
Oh,
you're sweating.
I don't disagree with that. You know, I played WoW for a long time, and you know, I will admit that I have been in the middle of a raid and pissed into a cup. Like I've done that. All right. So like I understand where they're coming from, but I'm just not condoning it.
Yeah, just take a shower at least before you go. At least that once. No, I don't know who Keith is. Sorry.
So the guy that we interviewed there at the end, Mr. Moody.
Mr. Moody.
Man, that is Keith is the actual. He's the one that performs with White Plectrum. So hopefully, when we get to do some sound stuff with White Plectrum,
songwriter.
Yeah, he's the singer-songwriter that we'll be able to do some of his music through PigsPod in the coming months.
I approve of your message and your genre.
So yeah, Keith, I'm gonna.
What did you call them? Fleckers or something?
Plectrum.
No,
Filkers. What he
Filkers.
does,
That's what they.
Filking.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you some. I'm gonna let you listen to some of his music because fuck, it's so good.
Okay, before we go, I'm gonna commit right here to, especially because of PigsPod, that I'm gonna go to more conventions, with and without Q, because there's some big. I'm in Utah, and there's a huge Comic-Con that's in Utah. It's not the biggest Comic-Con, but there's a pretty big one, and I'm definitely gonna go to that next time it's here. But Filkers and Pleckheads, okay. But I thought today of the perfect cosplay I was gonna go to as.
Okay, you wouldn't even tell me. It's just that you wouldn't tell me until you're on the show.
Yeah.
It scares me.
It's not an Oreo. I don't know how you would dress up as an Oreo. Would you make a round Oreo suit? Cover myself with white cream? Okay. Now I'm kind of nervous to do the voice because we haven't done this voice for so long, Q. We used to be amazing at this voice. All right, clear my throat. Getting ready. This is my cosplay voice.
Oh, come on.
You like vodka?
You like the vodka?
My brother Roman always want to be fucking bowling, and I don't want to go fucking bowling with Roman.
Oh, that'd be epic.
You know who I'm talking about, right, Q?
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. Always asking bowling. Is bowling? And fucking Drink some vodka and calm down about the bowling.
Oh, I love
I was thinking how fucking... Because that wouldn't be that hard of a cosplay to pull off. That is something I could find at a Goodwill. A leather jacket, some slacks, a shitty cell phone. Just has Roman as my contact.
Yeah.
Always texting me about fucking going bowling. And I could carry... See, vodka is clear like water.
Oh yeah.
So I could always look like I'm drinking. Oh, this vodka is very good.
I'd love it. That'd be fucking epic.
All right, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe. Whenever the next con is, we need to go to some bigger cons together. Q.
Well, we've got the offer for RTX in next July.
Yeah, next July. I don't know if it's in July because when's the one this year? Isn't it in September now or something?
No, it's or maybe it is, or no, it's in September or August now.
It's August or September, but
well, either way,
I wish I could go, but I can't afford that this year.
No, we're not.
It's
going
probably
this
already
year.
sold out, as far as I know.
We're going to go next year, so
yeah, vodka.
But I've already talked to the guys down at Drunken Halo, and they're going to come down for it too. So we'll have Drunken Halo, PigsPod,
Bryce
Podtacular will be there.
Sweet. Who from Podtacular? Just Dustin?
Probably. Well, see, Dustin and Justin went last. Yeah, Duststorm and Justin went last year.
Yeah, Biowolf.
Yeah, and Biowolf was there too.
He'll
and I know
I
can talk to Wish Real Mystery would come down, but talk to Rabowski and have him come down as well.
All right, let's not get crazy.
Yeah, let's not get too crazy. But.
He'll drink all my vodka.
We'll get the vodka. So I know we're coming up on the kind of the end of the show. So are we going to do the other interview?
Yes. Which one?
Well, since Keith is in the chat room here, we should finish with Mr. Moody. So,
all right,
and because I don't think he was there for the end. Because there were moments I think there towards the end when Keith came over to hang out. But
well, see, Mr. Moody is such. He's
Mr. Moody. I wish you could hear us say that.
He can do a podcast just talking to nobody.
Yes.
I tried to edit this down like I did the rest of the interviews, but I still have 28 minutes of Moody. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. I can't.
Well, I've already talked to him, and somewhere down the road, he is gonna come on the show just so he can tell stories because he's a wonderful storyteller.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that like you just can't stop listening to. He'll be the guy in the old folks' home, that veteran that everyone wants to like. He's who the college kids run up to fill in their volunteer time, just listening to him just go on and on and on.
He tells a great story.
So yeah, we can play that. Well,
right.
We never played the other two clips, but that's okay.
What were the other two?
The guy that I thought was grandma.
Oh, we needed to play that one too.
The guy that I thought was a chick. We'll play this real quick. So if you're still here, somehow you made it this far into the episode. Like I said, Q's mic is
before you play that. I have to set the stage as to what's going on.
Okay, you set the stage.
All right. So first off, my mic is stupid. I can jack the gain up on this mic, and I can hear anything within 100 feet.
Yeah.
So anyway, over by where we let me speak English. Where we were sitting, the white plectrum sound booth or the sound table was right behind us within, I don't know, maybe 12, 13 feet. And one of the guys that was working at the table there was leaned over listening to me and Gene Moody talk.
Yeah.
And as it was getting kind of warm in the convention area, so the guy was taking off his hoodie. And, me or Gene made a comment about, him taking it all off. And, he goes on to make a comment saying, well, I'll just take I'll just go without pants and how about no pants? I think is the way he put it. And we'll have a no pants party. And as he said, no pants party, this audio clip happens from the table next to us.
I've been to that party.
You know, I would never have admitted that myself.
Talking about the one in Penzic? Oh. I mean, there's more men without pants parties?
Oh, the mic is getting it too.
Should I take this mic over there?
My invitation got lost in the mail. Could you resend it?
To this day, that's the most I've ever heard that man speak, and I think I've probably done at least a dozen cons that he was at.
Yeah.
And that has to be the most I've ever heard him speak combined.
I think Keith missed it. That's so funny. I love how my invitation got lost in the mail. Can you resend it? And he's like, sure.
But he was referring to Penzic, which is a Renaissance festival. I had to confer with Heather to figure what the fuck that was, because I asked her, "Have you ever heard of Penzic?" And she's like, "Oh, it's a Renaissance festival." I was like, "Okay, now this makes so much more sense."
I thought he was talking about men with no pants party.
Well, when you were talking Renaissance festivals,
they have no pants.
They have no pants parties because there's still, when you're looking at the Renaissance era, there's still some like pagan influences with it.
So I don't need to go to those parties. Okay.
Yeah, you really don't want to go back to those. You don't really want to go to those parties because there are, pants is kind of optional apparently.
Is that what they're doing?
Other parties with no pants.
Apparently at Penzic too, exclusively, they're all taking off their pants because as he was undressing, that guy's like, "I've been to that party." No, you didn't miss Gene's interview. You missed a clip that happened during Gene's interview. I wouldn't even call it an interview. I'd call it a sit down with Gene.
It was a sit down listening, letting Gene talk.
You don't interview Gene. He sits down by a microphone and he starts talking.
You have no idea how true that is. We're going to do more with Gene. I've already talked to him and he's 100% on board. There will be more occurrences of Gene on PigsPod. It has already been decided.
Sweet, Mr. Moody. Mr. Moody.
Go ahead and play the audio.
All right. How do you want to do this? Do you want to add this into the episode? End the episode now and add this as a bonus.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? We'll call this an episode and we'll add this in because I know it at the very least.
At least
Keith here hasn't heard the interview, so we'll play the interview and then we'll end it with that.
I don't want to make people sit here for another 28 minutes.
Yeah, well, if nothing else, we'll
add it as a bonus so they can listen to it. I haven't even listened to the entire thing. I've listened to huge chunks of it and been like, man, I can't delete anything. I just want to hear everything Gene says.
So yeah, we'll just we'll end it here, but we'll go ahead and for the people in the chat, we'll play.
All right, so look for us on the Facebook page, facebook.com/PigsPod. Look for Q on Pornhub.
RedTube, get it right.
RedTube. I'm sorry, RedTube /PigsPod. Look us up on YouTube. I'm going to be adding some fun stuff on there, especially a project I'm working on right now in Destiny. I'm hoping it's done soon. So youtube.com/PigsPod, and just subscribe if you haven't already on iTunes and leave us feedback, reviews if you want. But anyways, that's the end of the episode. Stephen Hawking, that's still got to be the best cosplay ever.
Oh, absolutely.
If you can be Stephen Hawking. If anyone's brave enough. And clear your history.
Clear history, guys.
Put a card in your wallet that says, if I somehow die, clear my history.
Yeah, you need to have a clear history buddy.
Okay, bye.